Hello everyone, NeoRox87 here. I'm here today to do a video for you guys that I have not done in quite some time. And this is something I've been wanting to get back into doing. And the opportunity has presented itself in a pretty big way here. I am here for a Wheel of Fortune board game review. That's right folks, it's been a couple years since I've posted any Wheel of Fortune board game reviews on my channel. But I recently came across something and I cannot wait to do this review for you guys. So without any further ado, I present to you the Wheel of Fortune Pressman, new for 2016, 4th edition. This is brand new, released in 2016. It's been over almost 6 years since we've had a new Wheel of Fortune board game released by Pressman. So let's take a look at the box here quick. We got the more recent version of the Wheel of Fortune logo. I'm sorry about the glare on the box. It's kind of a shiny, glossy type box, and there's really nothing I can do about that. But let's see what it says up here in the corner. 100 all-new puzzles. So that's a little different. Usually with the Pressman games you only get 96 puzzles, but 100, hey, we'll take it. What else we got here? Let's see if I can get this without the glare here. We got a shot of the puzzle board. Spin the wheel, solve a puzzle, and win. Now, if that was me designing this, I would have done this a little different. I'm going to have to set this back down. The top line, I'm going to try to get this. Well, that glare is really causing issues. The top line, first of all, I would have made the logo a little bit smaller so it's not overlapping the puzzle board. The first line I would put spin the wheel, which actually now that I look at that, that really wouldn't fit there. How I would have done it was spin the wheel, buy a vowel, solve a puzzle, and win. But obviously buy a vowel would fit there, but spin the wheel wouldn't fit on the top row. But that's okay. I can see how they did that this time around. As I mentioned, it is made by Pressman Toys. We got 4th edition up there in the corner, and it is recommended for ages 8 and up. This is a very nice, sturdy box, much different than what we've gotten in the past. This is definitely stronger and has, as you can see, the glossy finish to it. So I'm gonna, and the side is pretty much the same, just how they would do it. And like I said, copyright 2016. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into this and see what we got. Well, here it is, guys. This is everything you get in this Wheel of Fortune game. Now, obviously, you're probably wondering why the wheel is face down, because that right there is the biggest change, and yeah, that's pretty exciting for the Wheel of Fortune board games. So I'll get to that in a minute, but we'll go over everything else first. We got our classic money. You got the $50, $100, $200, $400, and $1,000. And what's different about the money in this game is it's not on a pad where you tear off the pieces. They're just sitting in a shrink wrap package freely, like they are right now. So they're all individual pieces, and I think you get the same amount as you did in previous games, because you can see the $1,000 you don't get a whole lot of them, and for some reason they put the cardboard in there too. I didn't understand that, but maybe just for support. But anyway, moving on here, you guys saw the box already. We got our puzzles here, and one thing that's different about them now is they put, because you guys know how the classic Pressman games have always used numbers to go with the book, so you know what letter is in what place on the board. So this is puzzle 57, and this is how they did it. They pretty much went in order on these puzzle cards. So here's 57 on this side, And then, I know that's upside down, but there you go. That's puzzle 58 on the same card. And that's how they did it, all the way through, all the way up to 100. So, I thought that was interesting. But hey, you know, I guess time is money for these companies that make this stuff. You're probably wondering, why are my... You're probably under the assumption these are the free spins. So, well, they basically are. Why they're upside down, I don't want to spoil what you're going to see later on. But other than that, we got our used letterboard. Having a brain fart here. And we do get a dry erase marker for it instead of the old school useless crayon, because that was always a pain in the backside to try to clean after using it. Not that it ever worked to begin with. I think they started using dry erase markers, I want to say, in games since maybe 2007, maybe with the deluxe edition that came out. The 25th anniversary deluxe edition, maybe. Because I know my Disney edition had, I remember my Disney edition one had a dry erase marker, at least I think it did anyway. You guys can check that video out. And by the way, I'll have a link to my Wheel of Fortune board game review playlist here on YouTube, so you can check out all past ones if you haven't seen them already. Now, let's cut right to the chase. Let's take a look at this wheel, and you're going to be very excited to see how much this has changed. So without any further ado, here it is. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have 650 on a Wheel of Fortune board game wheel now. Other things that have changed, obviously, you know, you got the background has changed and matches the box now. So, but another thing that's very interesting is the free play. They finally put free play in a board game for this. So that's very, very nice to see that. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll get to that in a minute. One thing that's very interesting that they did, though, was the top dollar value is not 5,000. It's actually 3,500. I'm not sure why they changed that. Maybe they did it just to be different. I don't know. But I do support it, because you do get a very limited amount of $1,000 bills. I think there's only 10 in a game nowadays, so that's, you know, you do get a lot of $400 bills. For some, I never understood what the purpose of a $400 bill was. I'm personally, I think a $500 bill would make more sense, but hey, that's just my opinion. But so I do support the change to the 3,500. I think it's a nice change of pace, because we've had 5,000 as a top dollar value since Pressman got the rights back in 2002. So I enjoy it, and this wheel layout you're seeing is pretty accurate to what has been used on the show in the last couple of years. So we got three. Let me think. Is it 3 or 4? Let me look here. 1, 2, 3. All right, I was right. There are 3 $650 wedges on this wheel, which makes $650 a playable dollar value in a Wheel of Fortune game for the first time ever. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, since the wheel has changed, we've had a lot of values either retired or just been reduced, because we only have, let me see here, one $900 wedge, one $800 wedge, but we do have 3 $700 wedges, so that's pretty cool. So unfortunately, there's no more 350, 450, or what seemingly seemed like hundreds of the $300 spaces. But that's okay. Now I'm going to change gears here, and I was going to get to the puzzle board, but I'm going to show you guys this first before I get too ahead of myself again. So now that free play is in here, you're probably wondering, what in the world are these things? Well, I will show you. It's a free play token. Now that raises more questions than answers, honestly. And the rules of the game are this. free play in the Wheel of Fortune board game, the rules are exactly the same as the rules for free spin. The now retired free spin, that is. You know, free spin works, you know, you land on it, you call a letter, you get a free spin. Alright, now free play was different to where you know, you land on free play and you know, it's a free turn is what it is. You know, it was on the wheel for the entire game, unlike free spin was, well, I'm talking about the real show, but free spin was only on for like 1 or 2 rounds. But basically, the rules for free play in this game are that of the original free spin. And that's okay, you know, if you want to use the free spin rules, but at least you have a free play wedge on there now, and you can use it that way. You know, for those of you who aren't familiar with free play, which if you're not, you really shouldn't be watching this video. Free play is you land on it, you can call a letter, or you can call a consonant, you can call a vowel, or you can even attempt to solve the puzzle, and all at no risk. You will not lose your turn if it's not in the puzzle, or if you guess the puzzle incorrectly. So if you land on free play, you guess a consonant and that letter's in the puzzle, you get $500 per occurrence, just like you would any other dollar amount. If you land on it and you decide to call a vowel, you are not charged for the vowel. It's literally free then. And even if the letter's not in the puzzle, that's fine. You don't lose your turn though. But the next turn is going to count though. And same goes for solving the puzzle. You attempt to solve the puzzle and you don't guess it correctly, you don't lose your turn. It's literally a free play. And now that free play is on a Wheel of Fortune, a wheel for a board game, you can play it under those rules. So that's very nice to see. Now I'm going to get to the puzzle here. Now, as you guys remember, this is the classic conceal and reveal style puzzle board that they had since Pressman had the rights back in the 80s. But obviously it is different. It's green. It's a brighter green than what we had with the original Pressman games back in the 80s and into the 90s. This is very nice. It's the same style that they've had since like 2004, which I have my other games out. I'm going to show you guys a comparison of some stuff and something I need to clarify for something I mentioned in a previous board game review. So I want to get that all straightened out. And the puzzle board border, that's always been a tongue twister for me, is different. It matches current version of the show and it is a much thinner design. The board stock, I guess you could call it card stock, whatever you want to call it, is thinner and it fits the board nicely, which has been an issue with some of my games, and you guys will see that later on. But onto this puzzle I have in here. But there is I don't know if this is my game or if this is all of them. Since this is pretty new yet, I haven't been able to do any comparisons. There is a looming issue with these puzzle cards. And that is, as you can see, they're not really... Now, some of them are okay, but some of them are not very perfect. I'll tell you this right now, those lines you're seeing right there are not even for the puzzle I have displayed. So it is an issue here. In fact, for the puzzle I have in there right now, you should be seeing the dashes in spaces 21 through 26, like you kind of do right there. But I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this. This is actually, the category is TV show title, and that's another area where you can see where things were not properly aligned. So this is an issue, and you'll see it here in a second. All right, let's just reveal this one space at a time. The Big Bang Theory. Now, as you can see, this highlights the issues with these cards very much, where you should not see two lines like that. And you guys saw how it looked before. This is just definitely a quality control issue. And here's another good example. You shouldn't be able to see letters hanging out from underneath those letters like that. You know, and it's not just a simple fix. I'll just raise it up a little bit, lower it a little bit. It's not that simple. It's individual lines, even, you know, like the category up there. You know, that's either down too far, up too far, and each line is too. And I'm going to show you guys another puzzle here in a second, and show you what I mean. All right, here we go, guys. As you can see, you guys probably figured this puzzle out already, but I just hid the vowels just to show you how off some of these are. I mean, you shouldn't see them like that. And this is another thing. Look how off to one side these are. Even that ampersand is hanging off the edge there. This is just, there's some real. This is a disappointment. I'm very disappointed in Pressman for this. This feels rushed, and they didn't put a lot of effort into this, and even that up there. I mean, come on, guys. This is it's just terrible how some of them line up and some of them don't. This is a very, I've never seen a Pressman Wheel of Fortune games this off-centered like this. This is just terrible. I'm very disappointed in this. And another thing that this game doesn't feature in past games, up here in the puzzle category box, it would tell you if there were ampersands to reveal, and, you know, like periods and, you know, any kind of punctuation. But not in this puzzle. I mean, you could clearly have an ampersand here in space number 11, and it doesn't even say that up there. So, I don't know. But that's just my opinion. And this may be just an issue with my game. I don't know if it's like this anywhere else, or how many other ones were affected. So, alright guys, I'm going to get out my other games here and set up the puzzle boards pretty quick here, and I'm going to do a quick comparison for you. Alright guys, here are my other board games I wanted to show you quick, just to do a quick comparison. Now this one over here is a review I did back in 2012. This is the 20th anniversary edition. And I had said that everything that they changed in this edition lasted throughout all the games that came out after that. Well, that's not entirely the case. This puzzle board is based on the same one that was used back in the 80s and into the 90s. It has 33 spaces in it. And you can see the puzzle board border just kind of pegs onto the front of it. And another thing that you may remember is these style legs. That's the same ones that we had back in the 80s that just kind of slide right on. So, but I was actually wrong about that, what I said. And yeah, there's the wheel for it. And this one, this is from the original edition that came out in 2004. And you may notice that the puzzle on that one is the same on that one. And basically what happened was the same puzzles were from that one went into this one. But there is one difference in the puzzle board, and this does affect the game somewhat. First of all, I will say that the border doesn't exactly fit right. And that it's just that the cardboard wasn't, the punch out part really wasn't measured right, and it doesn't really fit properly on here, and that's why it's kind of hanging like that. But one thing that is different, and this puzzle board border folds in half too. It's of a different design, and you will notice though that this This board only has 30 spaces. So this board is actually smaller. And another thing that is different is the style legs. Instead of them sliding on like the other one over there does, these just kind of clip on. So there's your difference there. So that change lasted all the way through. Here's the second edition, and the puzzle from that. Yeah, I know my letter is showing, but I can't keep that cover up, so just deal with it. So that there really were no changes, just new puzzles there. And same for the third edition, which came out in 2010. Second edition, by the way, came out in 2005. This one is when they went to blue puzzles for some reason. I don't know why, but there were also in between the second and third edition, there was also a couple of deluxe editions. There was one in 2006 and one in 2009. I don't have them handy to do a comparison on the puzzle board borders, but I'm pretty sure that it had the same issue that these two had with this, that it doesn't fit on there properly. And I think that the main reason why they changed that was so it made the puzzle board smaller, so it would fit in a smaller box, so it would take up less room on a store shelf. And I should go back and point out here that some puzzles were affected, even though almost all of them are the same, from the 20th anniversary to the original edition were basically the same, but some of them were either realigned so they fit better, or they were replaced because they wouldn't fit on the smaller board. So that brings us all the way to 2016 with this new game that just came out. And just to compare the wheels here, here we go, turn that around. So there's that glare again. We had 5,000 there, 3,500 there. We do have the other bankrupt on there now too. So as far as this game goes, I do recommend it as long as you don't have the same issue with the puzzle cards that I had with everything being misaligned. But if you do see it, I recommend picking it up. It should run you about $15 to $20 depending on where you get it. The only places I know of that have this game at the time of filming this video are Kmart. You can get them online at kmart.com, and a local store if you're around here in the Midwest. I live in Wisconsin, and I know I've recently found this online, Mills Fleet Farm. They usually have a toy section around this time of year. I'm filming this video December 2016, so you can maybe find it there. Supplies may be limited though, and that goes for Kmart as well. Those are the only places that I know of that you can get them. I actually got mine though at it's a seasonal store at my local mall where they have like toys and games and calendars. I'm sure you've probably seen those stores before. So I actually ended up paying I paid $20 for mine. I felt it was a fair price, and here's the back of the box. I just think that's interesting. It's the old wheel layout, and they have the free play tokens displayed there. Free play, that is, and those are in black, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I do recommend getting this game as long as you don't have the same issue I have with the puzzle board or the puzzles being misaligned on the board. But that's going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. And if you missed any of my other board game reviews, check out my Wheel of Fortune board game playlist. And I should have a link in the description for you for that. So this is NailRocks87. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.